Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Harsha Zope from Praveen Patil Polytechnic, Bhayindar. Today we are going to study Hilbert curve generation algorithm. Already we have studied about what is the Hilbert curve. Now we will study in detail the implementation part of the Hilbert curve. How the Hilbert curve will be formed, we will study. In the first approximation of Hilbert curve generation, we are dividing the square into 4 quadrants. Consider this is a square. Then in first approximation, we will divide into 4 quadrants. You can see this. And then next, you can see we have to join the center of every square in the first approximation. That's all about your first approximation. This is a square divided into 4 parts and then join center parts of each square. The next, in second approximation, we will further divide the square into 4 quadrants. Okay, then let's see the second approximation, where that particular square, it will be further subdivided into 4 quadrants. You can see the square is again divided into 4 quadrants. In this diagram, you can see that the particular square is subdivided into 4 square again, and we are joining the center of that particular square again. We are joining the center of a particular square in such a way that every line will be separate from another. They are not overlapping with each other. Okay, that's all about your second approximation of a Hilbert curve generation algorithm. We have studied first approximation and then that's a second approximation. The next we will see the third approximation to generate Hilbert curve. In third approximation, again we have to subdivide each quadrant and process continue. Okay, this is the second approximation, and the next you can see third approximation. Okay, in the diagram you can see the red one is the first approximation, blue is the second approximation, and black is the third approximation. In this you can see that every line is separate from another in each approximation and they are not overlapping with each other. That's all about your Hilbert curve generation algorithm. Then next see coding part of the Hilbert curve generation algorithm. In this you can see that first we have declared the header files studio.h, graphics.h, ponyo.h, math.h. Then we have created 2 functions, void move function and void Hilbert function. Before studying these 2 functions, we will see void main function. See this. This is your void main function. Inside this we have created some variable integer n x1 comma y1. Then we have created variable x0 y0. We have assigned value x0 equals to 50 and y0 equals to 150. Then we have declared variable x, y and then assigned h equals to 10, r equals to 2, d equals to 3, l equals to 4 and u equals to 1. Then next we have declared graphics driver and graphics mode function and initialize them. Then we are taking the value of n from user. Here give the value of n and in a printf and scanf %d comma ampersand n. This will take the value of n from user. Then we are assigning the value of x is x0 and y is y0. So your x it will be 50 and your y it will be 150. Then this move to x comma y means your pointer will move to coordinate x comma y. Your coordinate x and y, it will be 50 comma 150. Then next we are calling the Hilbert function. See this. In this Hilbert function, we are passing r, d, l, u and h, x, y. All the values are provided here. Okay. With that value, your Hilbert function will execute, and see what is your Hilbert function. You can see your Hilbert function. In this your Hilbert function, with if value of I is greater than 0, then this loop will execute. Okay, then what will execute? I will be minus minus, and then again Hilbert function will call, and then move function will call. What is this move function? Move function is carries the value of r, h, x, y. Already we are having this value, and with this value your move function will execute here. Void move. In this, if j equals to 1, then y minus it will be h. Else if j equals to 2, then x plus equals to h. Else if j equals to 3, then y plus it will be h. Else if j equals to 4, then x minus it will be h. And then with this move function, again you are calling the Hilbert function, and then again the move function. Then next you are calling the Hilbert function, again the move function, and at last you are again calling the Hilbert function. Why we are executing this particular Hilbert function? Because before this coding part, we have studied the theoretical part, and according to the first approximation, the curve will be drawn by choosing the center of a particular square. In first approximation, a square is divided into 4 subparts, and the center of that 4 subparts are chosen, and a line will be drawn without overlapping. For this purpose, we are using this Hilbert function, and this move function it is used to choose the value of x and y. That's all about your Hilbert function, and this is the output of your Hilbert's curve generation algorithm. Thank you for watching this video.